Hi everyone!
Hello! Today we are playing Citizens of the Spark.
The game is by Thunderworks Games, who kindly provided us this copy to review, play and show to you. So without any further delay, let's play!
Let's play!
Citizens of the Spark takes place in the world of Fera, where a signal, eons ago, turned animals into intelligent, sentient beings. As you can see here, every card has an anthropomorphic animal of different specialty. The problem is that in recent years, scholars have uncovered a prophecy that says that only one of the towns, the cities of Fera, is going to survive and all of the rest are bound to crumble. So every leader of every city is trying to make their own city the greatest one there has ever been to survive the prophecy. And that's exactly where we come in. We have our own city. We are trying to make the greatest one by recruiting and bringing specialists into our city, which translates into us taking cards, placing them in front of us in our play area, activating actions and abilities that will give us sparks, and at the end of the game, whoever has the most sparks is the one with the greatest city and has survived the prophecy. So they win the game. In practice, what we have finished here is the basic setup. Each one of us has drafted 2 cards that are immediately placed in our play area. This game does not have cards in our hands. There is nothing secret. As soon as you take a card, you place it in your city and there is a Tableau building aspect here. And we have here 3 groups of 2 cards in each group that form the assembly area, and this is where we take cards from to place them in our player area. All of these cards come from a single deck. This deck consists of 7 different types of cards, and there are 10 cards of each type within the deck. And this happens by choosing types of cards from, as you can see here, a bunch of different ones. So you take 7 different types of these cards, there are 10 cards in each of the decks, and you create a unique combination every time. More of those sets are included in games with more players. I think it goes up to 10 different types of cards for 5 players. And we have taken the ones that are suggested for the first game. There are specific setups that you can choose from here at the end of the rulebook. As you can see here, there is one for the first game and then other fixed setups that you can choose for every number of players included within the game. But also, there are some randomizer cards, as you can see here, which you can shuffle and randomly take 7 or however many sets of cards you need. In any case, all of those cards are shuffled into a single deck. Each player takes 4 cards in their hand, drafts 2 to choose and start the game with. And then in a 2-player game, we have also discarded 15 cards from the top of the deck, because as soon as this deck runs out, the end game is triggered. So by discarding the 15 cards, they have made it so that the duration of the game is as it should be, I guess. So we have the deck, the discard pile, the assembly where we take cards from, and our play area where cards are placed. We also have sparks in 1s and 5s, 10s and 25s, because we will take some of them during the game, and then there is a very fast end game scoring situation before we decide who the winner is.
Thank you.
Now, during the game, we take turns, starting with the first player, which is always me in these games because I explain the rules. And during each player's turn, first, we choose one of the groups of cards and take both cards that are included in it to place in our play area. If you take a card that you already have, you stack them on top of each other, as we have already done here with our initial cards. If there is a different one, you just place it to the side. The order and the placement of the card does not matter. As soon as they are placed in your play area, you can optionally choose one of them to activate for their action. There are different types of cards, as you will see during the game. Some of them have actions on them that you can take. Some of them have passive abilities that are ongoing effects and always apply within the game. There are reaction cards and there are cards that give you endgame scoring conditions. So, if you have a card that has an action and you want to activate it, that's the time to do so. You take the card, you place it on the top of your play area, and you activate the action. I will explain how this works during the game, but then the card stays here, and every other player in clockwise order can also take the same action if they have the same card in their own play area. This works in pretty much the same way as it is for the first player, but the strength of the action depends on each player's tableau. Again, we will see how that works, and then the card gets discarded. As soon as every player has a chance to either follow the action or pass, the turn ends and the active player discards their own card as well. We replenish the assembly and the next player goes. The end game is triggered as soon as this deck runs out. We will shuffle the discard and create a new deck so that everyone has cards to play with if they are needed. And then, as soon as everyone has taken the same number of turns, the game ends. Final scoring, declare a winner.
Thank you very much again.
Okay, so we are ready to begin. I will explain what each card does during the game, and of course, as I showed you earlier, there are a bunch of other cards that we won't see within this playthrough, but there is a lot of variety and different combinations that you can create with so many different sets. I think there are 30 sets of 10 cards each, so a lot of variety. So starting with me, the first thing I do in my turn is to choose one of the 3 groups of cards, take both cards and place them in my play area, and I will choose a scout and a champion over here. So both of these cards are different from the advisor that I already have, so I place them on the sides here. And now the advisor, as you can see here, has a reaction ability on it, which activates if I ever get attacked. We may see how this happens. And an end game scoring condition. Most abilities and actions depend on how many of the same card you have in your tableau. So if the game was to end right now, I would gain points for the 2 advisors that I have, which is 12 points. If I get a 3rd advisor, this goes up to 20 points. And every action and ability that works in this way goes up to the 3 different cards. As you can see here as well, the actions get stronger if you have more of the same type of card in your tableau. You can have more than 3, but they don't do anything more than having exactly 3. And I keep saying points, it's sparks, but it's essentially victory points. So we may use both terms within the playthrough because of the speed. Because we can only activate 1 action per turn, if you start activating cards early, you will probably activate them in their weaker situation, but you will get to activate more cards throughout the game. And if you don't activate cards and wait towards the end of the game to start activating them when you have 3 of the same card or get stronger actions, you will have stronger actions, but then you will activate less throughout the game. Also, remember that the card you activate gets discarded, so as soon as you activate a card, you reduce the amount of that type of cards that you have in your play area, so there is some strategy involved in all of that. Now, the card that I have here, this does not have an action. This does have an action that could give me sparks based on those icons that would exist in one of my neighbor's city, which is just Spyros right now, and he doesn't have any sword icons, so this is useless. And if I activate the scout, I give him an opportunity to activate his own scouts, which is stronger than the action I would get, so I will not take an action for this turn.
Okay.
Which means that we go straight into the cleanup phase of my turn, which would mean that I would get to discard the card if I had activated 1, and now we add 1 spark in each of the groups that were not selected in this turn, and then we reveal 2 more cards to create the 3rd group so that the next player has the same choices in front of them. If anyone takes one of those 2 groups now, they will also get the corresponding sparks, and this will keep happening over any amount of turns, and any number of sparks can be assigned to a group. So as you can imagine, the groups that are not selected gain value over time because you get sparks together with them. And now it's your turn.
Okay, I will take that group.
Okay,
So
together with a spark.
I get the spark.
You win.
Yes. I get another scout and advisor. And I think I will activate my scout.
Okay.
That says I get 3 sparks. 3, okay. And depending on the scouts I have, I get cards from the deck and add them to my tableau. So I get 3 cards. So 1, a scientist, a bandit, and another scientist.
Nice.
And now Myrto.
I can choose to activate my scout as well if I want to.
Yes.
Which I think I will do. Why
Okay.
not? So I will also gain 3, please. And then I only get to place one card because I only had one scout to begin with. So I take a scientist and I place it here. And I discard my scout. And now, this, if we were more players, more other players would have the chance to activate their own scouts if they wanted to. And as soon as we get to the first player again, it is time for cleanup. So you discard your scout. Place new sparks on the groups that did not get selected. And refill the assembly.
Okay.
Nice. As you have noticed already, cards do not get activated as soon as you place them in your tableau, only when you activate the action. But I think there are cards that have abilities on them that get activated when placed. But these are for specific sets of cards that are not within the game right now. So it's my turn. I get to choose a pair. As you can see, the Outcast has an ability that loses points, sparks, at the end of the game, based on how many cards you have. So obviously it's not good to collect them, but sometimes you are forced to take them, like now that we blindly took cards from the deck, for example. And with the Scientist, that allows you to discard cards in your city, it's likely that you will choose to discard the Outcast so that you don't score negative points at the end of the game. These points are mandatory to score at the end of the game, and it is mandatory to take the stronger action, the stronger choice, if you have a lot of the same type of card within your city at the end of the game. Based on all of that, I think I'll take the 2 ranchers here and place them here, and now I can activate one of them. I think I will activate one of the ranchers because you don't have any. Mm-hmm. And that, because I had 2 ranchers, gives me 1 spark per... I don't know if the icons have names, let me check. That's agriculture. That's the other one, which I said sword earlier, is military, and that's agriculture. So for each agriculture icon in my city, I get 1 spark, and that's 4 sparks total, for a total of 5. Spyros would have an opportunity to activate a rancher.
I don't have.
Yes. So clean up, I discard, add sparks, add new cards. And that's pretty much the game. Mm-hmm. It's fast, it's easy, but there is a lot of variety with all the different sets that you can include in the game.
Okay, I think I will take the 2 champions.
Nice. Make you a little bit more space here. You are expanding.
Yes, my crocodiles. Mm-hmm. And I think I will activate another scout.
Because I don't have any.
Yes. So I get 3 sparks. And I get 2 cards because I have 2 scouts. An outcast. And an outcast.
These are the negative points. So you do have scientists to activate those so that you can get rid of them. I don't have any scout to activate and follow the action that Spyros did, so clean up. And now this middle row here has 4 sparks in it, which is 4 points at the end of the game. And there are a lot of outcasts down there. Okay. Why not? 4 sparks is quite a lot. So I'll take those, a rancher and another scientist here. And I think I will activate a rancher again. So again, 1 point for each agriculture icon, which is 4 points, and I will give 6 back, or try at least, to take a 10 from here. You don't have a rancher. It's the only one that you don't have, because you have 6 out of the 7 types of cards now. So I discard it, and we replenish the board.
Let's take a rancher. A rancher and an advisor.
With all the outcasts down?
Yes. And I think I will activate my scientist. Here. This one. Yeah. I have 2 scientists, so I get 10 sparks. And I can discard one card from my tableau, so I will discard one outcast.
Yes. I do have a scientist as well, and I'm thinking if it's worth discarding a card just for the sake of getting the 10 sparks, the 10 points now, because it's a lot.
You can build up taking outcast.
That's true, but now you give me the free opportunity to do that. It feels a bit weird, but I'll do it anyway. So I'll activate my own scientist as well, take 10 points, 10 sparks, and then discard one of the advisors, because they are endgame cards, so I may get new ones by the end of the game.
Okay, clean up.
Yeah. And now it's my turn. Okay, I'll take the bandit because there is some room here, so, and an advisor. And then I think I can activate the bandit safely. No, because now I didn't realize that. Never mind.
It was the fourth wood.
Yeah, I counted 3 and you had 4 because the bandit says take sparks from each opponent whose city has more economics. This icon.
That's not wood.
No, it's probably
Gold bars.
Yes, bars. Than your city, and I counted that I had 3 and he had 4, but now I have 4 because I took the bandit.
Well,
complicated math. Anyway, how about we activate? Everything is better than you.
I think I got a big advantage with the scouts at the beginning.
Maybe, yeah. It's fine. I will not take an action.
Okay.
So we proceed to clean up.
Okay. Those 5 sparks are tempting. I think I will do that. I'll get this 5.
Yeah.
The outcast. And the answer. And okay. I think I will activate my rancher. Yes, my rancher. So I have 2 ranchers, so I get 1 point for each agriculture that I have. So it's 2, 4, 6, 7. So 7 sparks.
I feel like I've already lost, but who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, I will not activate the rancher for just 1 spark because I only have 1 of them. Do I take the 2 outcasts or do I take another scientist and an outcast? I'll take the scientist and the outcast. Here. And then I will activate the scientist to get 10 sparks. So here. And then discard the card from my city. You have a nice scientist. Sorry,
yes.
if you want.
I will do it. Okay. I will activate the scientist. Get 7 sparks.
Yeah, because you only had 1 scientist to begin with.
And discard an outcast. Then the scientist.
And then we clean up.
Okay. Can you give me a 25 token?
Yeah, I'll take 1 as well. Just put the 5.
Okay.
We are exactly at the same points, though.
Yes.
But I think you are in a much better situation. Maybe not.
So it's my turn.
Yes, you choose a card, a group.
Okay. Let's go with that group.
Okay.
Advise one. That's my 3rd one. And the answer that I will activate.
Of course.
Okay. I have 2, so 1 point for each agriculture icon. 2, 4, 6.
Yes.
So 6.
Again, I will not activate it.
Okay.
So it's my turn.
Yes.
Thieves. let's do the math properly this time around. You have 4 economics, and I have 4, so no, there's no point in taking a bandit. Those 6 sparks there are quite nice. Let's do that. I'll take those and the 2 outcasts, which will be placed here, and then I will activate my scientist to gain 7. Thank
5,
you.
2.
Yeah, and discard 1 card.
Okay.
Choose this one.
Okay, I don't have a scientist.
Yes, so discard this, place this here. Do this.
Okay, I will take my bandit and the rancher and activate the rancher. 2, 4, 6 points.
Yes, there is a pattern with the ranchers. I will not activate the rancher. Is this the correct time though? You have 5 economics and I have 3. So if I take this group here,
Nice.
that looks nice, yes. I take these cards and I activate the bandit.
Okay.
That says, take sparks from each opponent whose city has more economics than your city. My city currently has 3, 4, and yours has 5. So I take, because I had 2 bandits, I take 4 sparks.
Okay.
I can, take one of those.
Not
These
those. Those are
these
here.
are from the group. But take one of those though. They were pretty close here.
Okay.
Okay. And you could technically activate your bandit.
With your attack, I will activate my advisor, so I get 2 sparks.
Nice. This is a reaction to an attack, and the orange actions with the fire symbol are attacks, so that's what happened there.
I can't activate my bandit. I have 5 economics.
It's not beneficial.
Yes.
With more players, I suppose this is a lot more complicated. I'm just going back and forth. So I discard the bandit, and we do the cleanup.
Okay.
Before you choose, I take this and the 20.
I'm getting low on cards too. Like 10 more.
Yeah, it will be over soon.
Okay, I think at the moment I will take the scout, the spark, and the champion.
Yes.
What to activate first? My champions will give you the same points. So, I think I will activate my scout.
Okay.
So I get 3 sparks and 2 cards because I have 2 scouts.
Nice.
A scientist and another scout.
Nice. I don't have a scout.
Okay.
Okay. Right now I'll take these with a scientist and an advisor because I wanted the 3rd advisor.
Okay.
And you have a scientist as well, but do I have anything better to activate? You have more economics than I do. No, the same.
At the moment, the same, yes.
It's the same.
Oh, I have 6. You have 5.
I forgot this one. So it's 3, 6, and I have 5. Okay, I'll activate the bandit instead for now.
Okay.
So you have more. I take 3 sparks from you, not from the bank.
True.
But you get 2 back.
Yes, from the bank.
Yes. And I discard the bandit. It's very slightly beneficial since you take the 2 back. But then that's 6 different.
Yes, it's good. I think it's good.
And I did the bandit, but you don't want to do yours?
Yes.
So that's it, okay. 6, 8, 10. It's 10, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice, nice.
What did you like? The ranchers.
I will get
Yes,
these two. I will activate that one.
of course. And now it's more though.
Yes, and it's 2 points
Ooh,
for each
that's a
second card. So
lot.
2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 2 times 18.
Wow.
So give me 2 tens, please. Give me 25.
Okay.
Answer?
No.
Okay. Well, okay.
Why do I keep
ending.
it?
Yes, you will get 2 points, but you will get
Yeah, it's
an
the
extra
end of the
point
game.
at the yes.
It's 1 point. The card is 1
0
point
point.
by itself, though. So, yeah, no, never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, do that. So, I kind of have to get rid of my outcast. Your outcast is worse, though.
I have scientist.
Yeah, if I activate my scientist, you get to activate yours, and yours is better now because your outcast is worse. So, because you have more cards.
Yes.
So let's not do that. Instead, let's take a bandit and a scout.
Okay.
Because that's my final turn. We know it already because the deck is running out. And I am the first player, so to have the same number of turns, Spyros will go last. So that's the last time I play. And I take this and the scout. And I activate the bandit. Can I? It's 2 plus 3 is 5. And you have 6. Okay, so I'll do the bandit again. For 3 sparks from you, and then you take 2 from the bank. Yes. Okay. And I discard the bandit because you don't activate yours.
I can't, yes.
Yes. So, do the thing. Don't forget to add the sparks here. Do you want to do them properly? Do a shuffle? It was there. Okay. 1 more card. These were like so. And the final turn.
Yes. But I think I need to remove my scientist.
Your outcast.
My outcast, yes. There is no other scientist there to get more points. Yes, I'm just taking 2 cards.
Yeah,
but that one not working because the
outcast.
But I will get that one.
Yeah. There's one more.
And the
spark there.
Bandit, and I will
activate.
If
this is included in the frame. So.
I will activate my scientist for 7 sparks.
Yes.
I have a 10.
Yes.
And remove the outcast.
Nice. This card is here to get it. And now I will activate my scientist as well for 7 sparks. And remove my own outcast.
And scientist.
Okay. And that's the end of the game. Now, we have the sparks that we took throughout the game. We also take 1 for each card in our city. So for me, that's 7, right?
Okay. And I have 2, 5, 7, 10, 14. One back.
Take those back so that I can get it 25. Okay, and now we score the end game cards, the ones with the pink condition. So the advisors, for 3 advisors, we get 20 points, and we do this, both of us. So 20 for you and 20 for me. And now we determine the winner. So take this as well. And I have 104 points.
And I have this one? What is
This was for my 25.
okay.
I gave 2 tens.
20.
That's 50.
50, 90, 108.
Oh, that was close.
So close, yes. Okay. The cards. I think
it was a bunch of cards that you had at the end. Why didn't I end up with a lot of cards, though? You activated the scouts a lot of times. Okay, nice. A very close one. So, that's the game. Again, with every set that you change within the deck, the combinations are different, so you can imagine that there are endless possibilities with 30 different types of cards. There are some abilities, as I said, that get activated as soon as you place a card. There is a special ability that allows you to convert citizens. They are placed face down and they work a bit differently. And yeah, that's it. Again, it plays up to 5 players, it has a solo mode, and it's very easy to explain. All the complexity and the strategy comes from the different abilities on the different cards. It's quick, as you can see. Even with more players, everyone stays engaged because you can follow the active player's action,
And
which
the
is very...
attacks are very important too.
Yeah, and it is much more interesting because now we only have to check each other's city, but if you have more players, you have to kind of balance out if your action is actually worth it and who will get to activate it and so on. So with more players, it becomes much more interesting and interactive among the players. Mm-hmm. Remember to subscribe and leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. It helps support this channel and we want it to grow and make more videos for you. So please do that if you enjoy the content, and we hope to see you in the next one. Until then, bye.
Bye.